Yo, they doubted from the start. Now the story rewinds. Report hits the Nets, got Atlanta on their mind. I'm selling you the vision and I'm telling the plot. This report is saying this is why Atlanta's hot. This report changes everything we knew about the Atlanta Hawks. From rebuilding debates to actually having a shot. The A is in the convo for them bright June lights. Welcome back to Hawks Digest. We are so far out of sight. Hey, I'm Chris Tipmore. Take off those shoes, leave on those socks, and I'd like to welcome you guys back to the logo, and that is Atlanta Hawks Digest. Happy to be back at you guys with more Hawks news. And in this report, we're going to get into, like I said, about the Atlanta Hawks being listed in recent reports about possibly being in those June lights. Atlanta being in some June lights. But before I do get into that, real quick. Welcome back, everybody who is already subscribed to Hawks Digest, making us one of your first listens. We thank you so very kindly. And if you are part of that 54%, that 54.8% that is not yet subscribed to Hawks Digest, we encourage you to go ahead and become a member of the Hawks Digest family. We would love to have you over here. We're dropping content always as much as we possibly can. As anything big or small, like I always say, we cover it all here at the Digest. So, guys, let me get into this report. So, the Atlanta Hawks recently, it was in a report on Bleacher Report. Now, I understand. I get it. Yes, they have it feels like a million different articles, a million different writers, right? I understand. But this is just a tad bit different. It's from Mr. Greg Schwartz, and he is like an NBA insider, NBA reporter, kind of more closer to the league, so not just somebody, So, I know how people feel about, well, who are these people who are making these different articles? And I get it. I do get it, Hawks fans. But, so this one is a little bit different surrounding around our Atlanta Hawks. We have already seen and heard about reports about what the Hawks have done in the offseason, right? Different grades. We've seen A grades, A plus, A minus, even a B. But this one right here is going beyond that. And I'm going to put it on the big screen for you. But guys, we're actually talking about title chances here for the Atlanta Hawks. And sorry about that, hit the wrong one. I ain't gonna lie to you. But again, the Atlanta Hawks and their title chances. This is from Greg Schwartz of Bleacher Report. The Atlanta Hawks title chances have taken a big step forward from this time a year ago. And boy, he's not kidding, because this time a year ago, we had people talking about Dyson Daniels possibly staying in the corner, standing in the corner, not doing anything, or you're going to bring him off the bench. Again, I just didn't see that. Not trading Zaccharie Murray just to bring him off the bench. You're going to give him Oppos, and you see what he did with it. Most improved player, and also should have been defensive player of the year, but I digress on that. Either way it goes, Kristaps Porzingis is the perfect fit as a stretch five and rim protector at center if he can stay reasonably healthy. That's 100. I've been saying that from the beginning if you've been here with me, and of course Walter Pollard as well. Jalen Johnson, 23, going on 24 this year, was a borderline all-star before tearing his labrum, and Zaccharie Risacher showed real improvement in the back nine of his rookie season, second half. And believing in Trae Young as a number one option on a championship team is a bit of a stretch, however. Depends on how you're looking at it. Johnson is going to need to take a massive leap this season, or else this team should be having serious Giannis Antetokounmpo trade discussions if they want to win a title in 2026. I mean, pretty much. I know it wasn't word for word, but that's pretty much what it was. So, guys, okay, let's dissect this a little bit. All right, now, the title chances, again, yes, they have gone up, especially with the moves that Onsi, Saleh in this front office have made. It's been really a offseason to where the Atlanta Hawks, I mean, I understand the Houston Rockets, but we're talking about the Hawks. They were the talk of the town for the first time in quite some time, quite as far as making moves in the offseason, like serious moves, playoff moves, possibly championship moves. It's been quite some time, y'all. So this is another reason why we should be excited as Hawks fans. But Kristaps Porzingis being the perfect fit as a stretch five, yes, because he can be a rim protector. He can shoot outside, inside, pick and pop. It's a few things, man. It's many things really that Kristaps Porzingis can bring to the Atlanta Hawks. But that line right after the rim protector at center, that little sentence right there is what it's all about. If he can stay reasonably healthy. I've had Boston fans, I've had Knicks fans coming in the chat and just, talking to me about Kristaps Porzingis and the fact that he has not been able to stay healthy and hold up. They are convinced that Kristaps Porzingis cannot do it. Like, when by the time he gets to the playoffs, it's going to be over with for him. Now, I'm rebuking that, and I'm taking in consideration that you're going to have to basically preserve him. That's going to be the best way for it. Luckily, we do have some depth. Onyeka, Mo G, we got Dante, so we do have some depth. Ace Anul, ASAP. So it just, we do have some depth to at least help out in that regard. Jalen Johnson. I mean, what can we say about Jalen Johnson? I've made so many videos to where I'm talking about Jalen and the fact that he was one of those guys that was a focal point and the actual number 2 behind Trae Young. Him going down, juggled the whole season, and they all fell on the ground. So you have that going on. Of course, like I said, 19 points, 19-5, almost nearly 20 points, and 10 rebounds. You missing all of that. But it was a blessing in disguise because Onyeka Okongwu, even though he was by himself last year, he was able to advance his game, I believe. Because reps and playing time, you only can get better, in my opinion. But Zaccharie Risacher, we already know that second half of the season made the argument in the case, depending on who you are, for him to win that Rookie of the Year award. For those who have been watching the Euro Ball, Zaccharie Risacher looks like more of a complete player. Let me explain. Complete player, by what I mean by is you can tell the difference from year 1 to year 2 as far as body wise. I think you can tell the difference. He's getting better on defense. It is Euro Ball. We have to translate it to the NBA. Yes. But from what I've seen, he looks better. He looks more fluent. He looks more confident. And I'm hoping that he just brings that to the Atlanta Hawks, guys. I mean, that is what it is. Also, you think about the Trae Young option being the number 1. Well, my thing is, if he's kicking it to the teammates, whether he's number 1 option or not, if he's spreading the ball around and just being an overall leader while still getting his points, I mean, you can look at it however you want to. If Jalen Johnson averages more points than Trae Young, for example, if JJ averages 25 and 10 and Trae averages, let's say, 22 and 14 assists, right? Regardless, Trae Young is still the number 1 option, but JJ should still get the praise just because he's being able to benefit off of Trae Young. So really, you're bringing the praise all the way back to the number 1 option, which is Trae Young. It doesn't have to be him always being the number 1 scoring option. As long as he's facilitating, as long as he's getting his Isaiah Thomas on, then I can see it. As long as he's getting his John Stockton on, I can see it, while still getting his points and being productive. Efficient is also the word that needs to be attached to Trae Young moving forward. I'm not saying that anything in the past he hasn't been, but I'm just saying I just want to see more efficiency. Just being real about my point guard. He is definitely my point guard, but I just want to always see efficiency from him. Not saying that he doesn't bring it. Just give me more. Especially with more talent around you now. I'm expecting Trae Young to be throwing passes behind his head like he Magic Johnson. So, hey, at the end of the day, the Atlanta Hawks have gotten better here, but I'm not done, guys. So I hope you guys are still with me because there's also another part to this, but I'm going to be brief with this one. Okay, so let's walk with me on this, guys. The Atlanta Hawks have been named like a team that could be a top 4 seed. They've been named this many times. But just like this article says, the Cavs, the Knicks, and the Magic, who are all teams who have been labeled ahead of the Atlanta Hawks right now, they have flaws. It says there is a definite window for a team like Orlando, fresh off an aggressive move to add Desmond Bane to gain on top teams. Okay. Glad that he said the same could be said about the Atlanta Hawks after their own aggressive move to pluck Kristaps Porzingis off of the Celtics to add Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I don't know why he stopped right there, because we also added Luke Kennard, who's one of the best shooters in the league. So you forgot something there, my boy. But either way it goes, the panel sees both making the move in the East, but not overtaking the top teams. So, considering what has happened in the NBA, no Dame Lillard, definitely no Dame Lillard even in the East anymore. He's back in Portland. He has lost Tyrese Halliburton. He's not playing. Jason Tatum, he's not playing. Now, these teams can still navigate. I'm not saying they're not going to win games without these guys. They still have weapons on all those teams. Even the Bucks, they still got Giannis. So, you also see that the Hawks have made aggressive moves too. We've brought these guys in to win. All guys who can shoot the three, all guys who can knock down shots, because we had issues with that last year. Again, 35% from three as a team. We need to get better at that. And I believe that these Atlanta Hawks, who have beaten the Cavs, the Knicks, the Magic, I'm just saying, we've beaten them. And we've beaten them hurt. We've beaten them not at full strength. You know, now don't get me wrong. All those teams have wins against the Atlanta Hawks. But the Atlanta Hawks have shown they can compete with all these teams. Why not us? Why not the Atlanta Hawks being a top seed? Why not the Atlanta Hawks possibly, if they can stay healthy, keep the chemistry together, execute efficiently? Why not having them a deep playoff run and possibly being in those and having Atlanta in those June lights, those bright lights when they're the brightest and they're the hottest? Why not? I'm just saying, guys. Just take it with consideration. Contemplate behind this, because the Atlanta Hawks are on the way up. All we have to do, stay healthy, execute, play smart ball, team ball. Trae Young, control the offense, get your shots, but also make sure you are also playing within the game, getting the dishes. Again, behind your head like Magic Johnson, for all I care, as long as it's getting to somebody in the Hawks jersey and they're knocking down the shot, let's get it. But guys, that's all I got for you right now. Sorry for the length if it was too lengthy for some people, but at the end of the day, man, I just had to get down every detail and give every thoughts. And of course, like always, I always need your thoughts in the chat, because this is y'all show. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the host. Until next time, guys, peace and blessings to you all. Stay positive out there, and I will holler.